also fighting for their first win. They are 0-2, and we'll talk about that Michigan game that Hofstra played just a few days ago over in Ann Arbor, and it was a slower start for the Hofstra Pride and quick start for Michigan. They scored immediately off that opening faceoff. However, Hofstra was able to respond with a goal from Justin Sykes and 2 from Rory Jones. But that would be where it would end, as Michigan would go on a 3-goal run to end out that first quarter of play. They led it 4-3 at that first break. Hofstra scored first. It was Anthony Malika who was able to get another man-up goal for the Pride, and then they immediately gave up 2 goals to make it a score of 4-6 in favor of the Wolverines. Sam Lutfi scored for the Pride, made it at 5-6, and then there was more goals in favor of the Wolverines as it was back to a score of 7-5, but Hofstra would end out that first half with a Colton Rudd goal and Justin Sykes' second of the game to tie it at 7, and then immediately they gave up a goal to open up that third quarter, but they finished out that third quarter scoring 2 goals from Gerard Kane and Colton Rudd. However, they were unable to win that fourth quarter as they gave up 3 goals as opposed to Griffin Turner's 1 goal, and they eventually lost that game by a score of 11-10, but it was close throughout except for some lulls, and those are something that head coach Seth Tierney is really focusing on for this Hofstra Pride team.
Absolutely. He wants this team to put together a full effort. He wants to see a full 60 minutes from this team, and I mean, here against the Sharks, they can really prove it. They can prove that they have the full roster, they have the depth, and also the talent at the top to really be a threat here in the Colonial.
Well, for the Hofstra Pride, that's the big thing, is can they be a threat in this Colonial Athletic Conference? They have 3 games after this to get ready. They have 2 games before they welcome in Syracuse. That's the big game that you can have circled on your calendar. But that's number 1 for the Pride. How can they get themselves ready for a CAA conference that has gotten a lot more difficult this season?
Especially with, you look at the addition of programs like Stony Brook, which is going to be a huge rivalry game once we get into conference play here for the Hofstra Pride. But they can't look ahead too far. They have to take what they have right now, and that is the LIU Sharks.
Well, we'll talk about the starters right now. We'll go to the Long Island Sharks, and their attack unit is Cam Colony, Jake Gillis, Cohen Block on midfield. They have James Butler, Nick Colantonio, and Tommy Ramsey on defense. They have Carl LaCalandra and Nick Kasika along with Nicholas Davidi. And starting in goal, they have Sean Gilman. And so far this season, Long Island University has been very much swapping back and forth between goalies, and it seems like it's going to be Sean Gilman today who will get that nod. And what can we expect from a Long Island team that is coming in, again, fighting for that first win with a goalie in Gilman?
Yeah, I mean, they're a team that's really trying to figure things out right now. They're dealing with a lot of players that have moved on from last season, and especially you look at the attack. You have two freshmen on the attack between Cam Connolly and Cohen Block. And it's really going to be up to Jake Gillis to provide the veteran leadership on the attack. So definitely look for him to be the spark plug for this offense. But we saw in warm-ups, Cohen Block has a laser shot from the outside.
Yeah, and we'll go to the Hofstra Pride starters. Talk about younger players up on the attack. Colton Rudd will be the elder statesman for the Pride as he joins alongside Gerard Kane, the team's leading goal scorer, assist, and points getter, along with John Madsen, who has been a little bit quieter compared to Gerard Kane. Still, John Madsen has 5 goals on the season for 6 points. He's been great. We'll go to the midfield as Rory Jones, another younger guy, joins Griffin Turner and Justin Sykes, one of the elder statesmen for that midfield unit, along with Tom Ford, Tim Hegarty, and Daniel Oakes will be that defensive unit. And starting in goal for the 4th straight game will be Matt Gates. And again, for the Hofstra Pride, it's all about how well do they come out and make sure they can limit their mistakes. That's what it's always come down to for this Pride team so far this season, has been just one mistake. We talked to head coach Tierney before the game, and he was all about they need to find a way to have less mistakes than their opponent.
Yeah, lacrosse is really a mental game, and he said those mental mistakes can kind of snowball on a team. So coming out early and having a strong start will be key here to success for Hofstra.
Well, we will turn over to the national anthem right now. Welcome back to the broadcast booth here at James M. Stewart Stadium as we are just about ready for opening face-off here between the Long Island University Sharks and the Hofstra Pride. Once again, my name is Jack McCarthy, joined alongside by Ian Banky. Ian, we have talked about the starting lineups. We've talked about what the Hofstra Pride and the LIU Sharks need to do to make sure that they can come away with either team's first victory of the season. What are you have one thing you have to say, keys to the game. We'll start with the visiting Sharks.
For the Sharks, it's really trying to start with the offensive attack. We mentioned they have a young core on the attack, but we've seen in warm-ups that they have the skill set to get it done. Hofstra might be doubting that early on, seeing that there's a couple of freshmen up on the attack. So if they can get through this defensive pressure and score a couple of early goals, the Sharks would be off the gates running.
Well, we'll go to the Hofstra Pride. One key to the game, it might just be make sure you don't have a slow start or any lulls at this points in this game.
Exactly. That Michigan game, the last time out, it was a really sloppy start, not just for Hofstra, for both teams. There was a couple of turnovers early, and that led to the slow start, which didn't do Hofstra any favors down the stretch. So if they can get their heels dug in early, they'll be off to a good start.
Well, we will go to that face-off X. We'll talking about these jerseys. LIU is in the baby blue jerseys with gold trim around white lettering and number. They have baby blue pants along with a white helmet. Hofstra Pride are in their white jerseys with blue numbers. They've got gold trim around those letters and numbers. They have blue pants, and some players will have a golden yellow, that Hofstra Pride yellow undershirts. But they will get ready as both goalies will meet in the middle. Teams will meet in the middle, and we are just about to get underway. Wait to see which way the Hofstra Pride will be going and the LIU Sharks will be going in this one. But right now, it is a very pristine day here in Hempstead. It's a little cloudy, but no wind when we were down on the field. It is going to be a very calm. It's a little cold, a little breezy, a little wet, but other than that, it is a very good day for lacrosse here in Hempstead, New York. Absolutely,
and if you're a little bit late making your way down to the stadium right now, no better time to go out and watch a lacrosse doubleheader as we have the women's game on tap after this one.
That is correct. So the Hofstra Pride will be moving from left to right across your radio dial. The LIU Sharks will be moving from right to left. A little bit of posturing on this near side for both Pride and LIU, as it's Tommy Ramsey going really close with John Recker of the Pride, as the Hofstra Pride will win that opening faceoff. Chase Patterson was the victor for the Hofstra Pride. So Gerard Kane with it on the near side as he will pass it up top to Griffin Turner. So Turner will backtrack as he has one teammate there, and Justin Sykes, you'll find it. One defender in the area for the Sharks, that is Hauk. Sykes takes it back behind the net where he passes over to Colton Rudd. Rudd on the far side to Roy Jones, right next to that H of the Hofstra logo on the far side. John Madsen with it for Hofstra now. He has a few options, one of them being Jones. He takes it over, swim move, shot just over the net, but Hofstra Pride have two players in the area in Sykes and Rudd, so they will retain possession. Good start for the Pride. 43 seconds left on the shot clock, 4 minutes, 18 seconds left on the game clock. So Sykes has it now on the near side again, has Xander Hauk near him, taking it towards the net, but he doesn't really have an angle there, so he will fake a pass to Gerard Kane before he finally passes over to him. Kane swims over the top, has a lane towards the net, but he can't get a shot, so he's going to back off and pass over to Rudd. Rudd back behind the net at X, will pass up top to Roy Jones. Jones on the far side has a pick set by a teammate, Griffin Turner. Shot just wide there, but it's going to be with Hofstra still 14 seconds left on the shot clock, so time is going to be dwindling down.
Sharks doing a very good job of keeping the lane to the net closed.
So Hofstra still with it, with Colton Rudd, takes it out behind the net. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, fakes a shot, his two defenders all over him, pass over to Kane, but Kane can't get it. Kane slashes a stick out of a defender's hand, and that'll be a shot clock violation. So the Hofstra Pride, actually looks like the refs are going to put that in favor of the Pride, so they're going to get possession back as Kane now has it for Hofstra. So Kane slows it down, has a few options. He has Sykes, and he has Rudd going back behind the net. Rudd not as much of an option as Sykes. Sykes sets a pick, defender trips, Sykes wide open, takes a shot from the perimeter, and he scores! Justin Sykes gets the Hofstra Pride on the board early. It is 13 minutes, 19 seconds left. That is the third goal of the season for Justin Sykes. It is 1-0.
Well, Sykes set the pick there to make some space, and then he finds the open space, gets right to it, and rips one home. Great shot by Sykes. Pride lead 1-0 early.
Will take full advantage of the slipping defender there, and a good find by Gerard Kane. That's his 6th assist of the season as he expands his points lead out to 12 as there's another face-off won by Chase Patterson, the Hofstra Pride. Pass over to Matson, and he scores! Hofstra Pride have gone back-to-back early in this one. No time between goals. That is 6 seconds. What a pass from Chase Patterson. What a finish by the Hofstra Pride and James Madston.
We talked about getting that early start for the Pride, and that's just how you do it. Back-to-back goals in the blink of an eye. 2-0 Pride here, 13-13 left to go in the first.
Correction on that one. That's John Madston, as I think I was thinking of the actor in the X-Men movies there. So Hofstra Pride go back to that expedition. Chase Patterson nearly has another win, as it looks like we've had an immediate change at that face-off X for LIU now as Emerson Tyler comes in for the Sharks. So battle for it, and it's finally picked up by LIU, and they will take it back the other way as it was Nick Kasika who took it away for LIU. So slowing it down on that far side as LIU trying to find a way to get this 2-goal deficit they find themselves immediately in down. As it's on up top, it goes to number 13. That's Tom Von Bargen. Von Bargen gets it right back off a pass there from Jake Gillis, and he is one-on-one with Kale. Spins off, but he can't get anything. That's something that Corey Kale has been huge for this Pride. Pass in the middle, saved there by Gates, as Corey Kale disrupted the pass, and then an immediate point-blank save there from Gates. So good start as looked like the shooter was blocked. So Hofstra Pride with it, long shot, and another goal for them as it's Dalton Sees, the short stick defensive midfielder. He makes it a 3-0 game, 12 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first quarter, and he is pumped up.
Pumped.
Not something you see from these short stick defensive midfielders a lot, as both he and his teammate there in Corey Kale got very animated.
And now the sideline going to celebrate the goal with him. What a shot there. Just took it right in and didn't waste any time. Fired it home, 3-0 Pride.
So Emerson Tyler will go back to that face-off X. He'll face-off against Chase Patterson. Won the last one, but Patterson will win this one. So that is now the third face-off one for this Hofstra Pride team, as Patterson will slow it down and pass to a teammate in Richie Hickes. So that's a short stick defensive midfielder on the field, as he will pass over to Madston. So do not have back-to-back players of that position scoring. So Madston on that far side, right next to that R and T on that Hofstra logo, as he will send it over to Matt Elder. So this is the second unit of midfielders for this Hofstra Pride team. That's Elder. He's going with Trevor Natalie, who is impressed early in this season. And something we haven't seen so far, as Trey Parks will come in for the Hofstra Pride, making his season debut. So Natalie now has it, cutting from near side to far. He has Parks with him, and he will find him and looks to a pass there to Elder, but he will look him off and goes to Madston. Madston has one defender on him in Ryan Hunt. Tries to swim over him, can't get any distance away as he's spinning around, takes a shot, and he scores. What a goal from John Madston. He does it all himself, as he just could not get really any space. Finally spins off, falls away, and it's now a 4-0 game in favor of the Pride. We are not even 4 minutes into the game.
Hard work paid off for Madston there. Just kept on spinning until he could get away from his defender. And once he was away from the man marking him, just took a shot and it went in.
So the Hofstra Pride now have this 4-goal lead as we go back to that face-off X. It's still going to be Patterson going against Tyler. But Hofstra Pride have won 3 face-offs, something that we've seen them at points this season struggle with in getting consistent face-off victories. And now we've seen it, and they have a 4-0 lead, and this has been a hot start for the homesteading Pride as Patterson wins yet another face-off. Races down, but he'll pass over to Madston.
4 for 5 in the face-off dot. Great start for the Pride.
So Madston on that far side. He's got Tommy Ramsey near him as he's on that A of that Hofstra logo. So he'll send it up top to Griffin Turner, who slows it down and waits for his midfielder teammates in Jones and Sykes to get ready. So he'll pass over to Sykes. Sykes, one defender near him, and that's Hauk. Hauk pressuring him and not really letting him get anything towards the net. so he'll pass over to Kane. Kane spins off, jump shot, just on the crease, and it is barely stopped there as Sean Gilmartin makes his first save of the game, as the Hofstra Pride were 4 for 4 leading up to that.
And Gilman just got enough of that to knock it down. Nearly trickled in, but he was able to get his stick over top of it before it rolled over the line.
So 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter as LIU will take it back on offense. So it goes to that far side. It goes to Cohen Block. As Block will take it back behind the net. He has one teammate in James Butler, so he will pass it over to him. Butler has one Hofstra defender on him. That's number 49, or 40. Back up top as it goes to number 29, Jake Gillis. Gillis trying to find his way to the net. Passes over to a teammate, but he can't get anything as he will get it right back on the pass. Goes to the far side to Block. Block sends it back behind the net. Hofstra has Daniel Oakes all over that attacker in Colantino. So back up top, Hofstra still fighting for it. Is a falling shot. Good job by the Hofstra Pride. Good save there by Matt Gates as he combines with Richie Hickes, who gets all over that attacker.
Tricky shot there for Gates to stop the bounce shot, but he followed it with the stick and got it on it. And now there's a flag on the play.
So flag will fly. Hofstra Pride will go on the man up here as Gerard Kane has it for Hofstra. So Kane still with it, fakes a pass over to Sykes before he eventually goes to him. Kane to Sykes, Sykes back to Kane as Kane goes one-on-one with his defender. Passes over to Sykes, so Hofstra Pride have something going as there's one player in the vicinity for Sykes, but he does not go to it. That player was Griffin Turner. Turner wide open, he gets that pass from Madsen. Turner cuts towards the middle, pass in the middle there to another flag will fly. It looks like that pass was going into Rory Jones, so Hofstra are going to have, now it looks like it's going to be two-man up here as there was another flag that flew late in that play.
It seems to be the case there, as it looked like Jones was knocked down as he tried to make a rush to the net.
So refs will discuss as we wait to see what the exact call is. I think it's going to be a push and a slash. So offside is going to be the first one. The second one's going to be a slash. So we're going to have a 30-second on that offside, and we're going to have a minute on the slash. So the Hofstra Pride are going to have plenty of opportunities here. It's going to be 4 defenders, and immediately LIU goes into a diamond. And sitting in the middle of it for the Pride is going to be Anthony Malika. So we wait to see the ref start, as want to see both these the penalties go up onto the board. And we start up as Roy Jones will have it for the Pride. Pass over to Kane. Kane will go to another young guy in Ryan Woodland. Woodland gets it back from Sykes. Sykes over to Kane. And a shot well wide there from Gerard Kane, but Roy Jones was back to it immediately, so the Hofstra Pride will retain possession.
Pride trying to make use of all the real estate here with the two-man advantage.
There is plenty of real estate, as you said, for the Hofstra Pride. As a shot low to high. What a play from Rory Jones as he got that pass from Colton Rudd. It is 5-0 now for the Hofstra Pride. And they are just taking full advantage of this quick start. 8 minutes, 5 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
You said it perfectly. Low to high on the shot. It got Gilman to bite on the low shot, and then nothing he could do when Jones went high. Great deception on that shot.
So Hofstra Pride have won 4 faceoffs in this one. They have 5 goals on 6 total shots on goal. It has been all Hofstra as Chase Patterson nearly wins that one cleanly, but he will knock it back to himself so he can pick it up, and it'll actually be a violation there for the Hofstra Pride. It looks like Tim Hegarty got a little bit too into it and he pushed a attacker. So it'll be LIU ball, and it's going to start with Cohen Block. So LIU in desperate need of something as Stefanko has it for the Sharks. He's going to drop it as very close as Dalton Sees almost picked it up. Stefanko still with it, trying to run towards the net. Gets hit off by Hickes as goes back. So it's going to be slowed down here for LIU as it goes back up top to number 31. as Marcin Maliski has it. Passes, or he goes back behind the net. Looks for a few passes, but he still has it. He's all over him is Richie Hickes. So he'll pass it up top as it finds its way to number 30, Stefanko. Stefanko passed down low, but can't do anything there. As number 32, Nick Colatonio. Pass back up top as Connolly has it. As it goes into the middle, and a shot just wide there. Good shot attempt by number 40, Matt Allbetter.
Yeah, Allbetter, good shot there after LIU was denied any shots on the interior, but finally got it inside. Shot just fired wide of the cage.
Stefanko has it for LIU as he's going one-on-one, now two-on-one. Great job there by the Hofstra Pride. Good cause turnover by Tom Ford, and the Hofstra will take it back the other way. So John Recker has it for the Pride as he passes over to Richie Hickes. Well, Hofstra has a chance to make it a 6-0 game early in this one as Ryan Sheridan has it for the Pride. Pass over to Matt Elder as Trey Parks will come back in for this Pride team and pass it over to Kane. Kane goes back behind the net to X to Colton Rudd. Rudd onto that other far side near the T of that Hofstra logo as Ryan Sheridan has it. Sheridan to Parks. As Parks makes a cut towards the net, but nothing really of danger as he will go over to Kane. Kane one-on-one with the defender as he uses every bit of that 6'2", 225 frame to go one-on-one, and he passes over to Sheridan. Sheridan goes back behind the net to Madsen. As Madsen dipsy doodles around a defender, and he shoots it over them. What a goal from John Madsen as he tucks that one in over Sean Gilmartin. It's now 6-0, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in this first quarter. It's a rout already.
Madsen is feeling it. He already has a hat trick here in the first quarter. What a performance by Madsen, and we're not even 1/4 of the way done with this game.
It is just a rout so far for this Hofstra Pride team, and right now 6-0, they are in a good spot as Madsen scores his 8th of the season. That now gives him the team lead, and another good thing for the Hofstra Pride as Chase Patterson will pick it up and win another face-off. That is their 5th face-off win of the game.
It's all about keeping the pressure on, too, with those face-off wins, not allowing the Sharks any time to rest on their defense.
So Madsen will have the goal scorer for the Hofstra Pride on the far side. He's going to spell out that Hofstra logo as he gets to the A and cuts back behind the net to X. He's faking a run, but he does not have it. Good block set there by Rudd, but can't do anything, so he'll pass it up top to Griffin Turner. Turner going from far side to near, up top, nothing really in the interior. He passes over to Roy Jones. Jones goes back to Rudd. As Rudd spins off defender, bounce shot, and it's just going to go over the net as the Hofstra Pride just barely retained possession as Justin Sykes was the first one there.
Good hustle by Sykes to retain possession. Close pursuit there from the LIU defender, but the Pride will keep it.
So Sykes still with it, has a LIU defender in Nicholas DeViti. Viti all over that left arm, or right arm there, of Justin Sykes. Sykes still has it on the near side, trying to take it towards the net. He's going to fall, still has it in his stick somehow. What a play there, but flags will fly. Hofstra's going to go back up on the man advantage as we get a push. So Hofstra scored on that first one. So they're going to have yet another opportunity. The refs will meet to discuss as it will be Hofstra ball. So great start gets even better for this Hofstra team.
That's for sure, and now you go to the man advantage here, up 6-0. You don't want to take your foot off the pedal, especially being so early. You can have this good of a first quarter, but LIU can respond if you let them off the hook.
So Woodland will be the one to start it up for this Pride team. It'll be a 1-minute advantage for this Hofstra team. So pass up to Rudd as it goes to Kane. Kane to Woodland. Woodland goes to Rory Jones. Rory Jones back behind the net as he passes over to Colton Rudd. Rudd, as it goes in this counterclockwise formation, Woodland to Jones back behind the net. Jones going to find a teammate there in Rudd. Rudd to Woodland as Woodland now has it for this Pride team. Bull shot just wide. Yes, it just goes wide as Gilman will pick it up for LIU. So Gilman looks over his options as he's trying to find something, but can't. As it's going to be fighting for the clearance and just barely getting it there for LIU. And they will take it back on offense and whittle down the rest of the 10 seconds. So it'll be LIU slowing it down as it goes to Colantonio, as he has one defender on him in Oaks. Colantonio will pass to the far side to block, as LIU is just trying to find something here to make it 6-1 as it goes onto the near side here in 23. James Butler with a shot, fighting for it in front. Both teams going hard as Blake Cooling sends a hard hit there, and a flag will fly. I got to imagine that Blake Cooling is going to be, he's going to be going for that one. That was a hard hit from Cooling.
But now here's a chance for the Sharks to get back in this one. They have the man advantage, down 6 goals, but one goal here could change the tide immensely.
Yeah, that's going to be a cross check there for Blake Cooling. Very easy to make that call. So LIU, this is going to be their first advantage of the game, and they got to find something. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left to play, just under 60 seconds on the shot clock, as they have just not really had anything. They've been driving like they have their tires stuck in mud, as it's been all Hofstra early in this one. So LIU was originally going with a clockwise. Now they move back to counterclockwise. Pass down low, as it is just not really getting anything. All perimeter right now for the Sharks. Pass over to Von Bargen as it goes over to Colantonio. As a missed pass there, can't handle it is Sean Bull, but Colantonio will be there to back it up and pick it up. Von Bargen gets it up top, has Colantonio, fakes a skip pass shot. Great save by Matt Gates, point blank, and it's going to be LIU ball. Unfortunate for the Hofstra Pride, but what a save there by Matt Gates, as it looks like it was a Matt Allbetter was just wide open, point blank, and all Matt Gates did was close that 5-hole.
Yep, he was knocking on the door, but Gates closed it right in his face.
So LIU still on the man up here as a skip pass attempted to Allbetter, but he can't do anything. Good job by Daniel Oakes, just not letting him get comfortable there. Pass onto the far side as we are now at even strength here, and it'll be Regan with it for the Sharks. Colantonio has it, takes it from near side to far, cradling it in that right hand of his. He is being harassed by a Hofstra defender in John Recker. So goes back up top here to number 13, Tom Von Bargen. Von Bargen can't do anything as he has good defensive pressure there against him by Corey Kale. Still trying to find a way against Kale as he just shimmies around, but he doesn't have anything. Time is about to expire. We're about to hit 10 seconds. A pass about to go over the midfield line. It's flipped up, and Hofstra, Daniel Oakes trying to fight for it. He can't get it, and he finally does. Good job. Hofstra on the transition. Madsen jumps to catch it. No look pass it. Kane scores, and just barely avoids getting a crease violation. It is 7-0. Hofstra Pride lead it. 1 minute, 17 seconds left. What a connection there. No look pass from John Madsen, and Gerard Kane fakes high, fakes low, fakes high, and he finally scores low.
Yeah, the 2-on-1 break there off the turnover, and the Pride didn't waste any time. They took it right away with Madsen, Kane on the support. Madsen found him, and then Kane, all he had to do was just get around the goaltender, and they had a wide open net to shoot at.
That's Gerard Kane's first goal of the game. He joins his first assist of the game, so he now has 2 points in this morning's proceedings as Hofstra still fighting for that ground ball, can't get anything, and it'll be picked up finally by Richie Hickes and the Hofstra Pride. So Hickes will slow it down. He has Chase Patterson wide open, but Hickes says, "What are you doing out here? Get back to the bench. Let Sterling Audrey come on so I can pass it to him."
And Patterson wanted a little bit of fun there.
At this point, it's 7-0, just under 1 minute left in this first quarter. Why not? As Hofstra now has it in the offensive zone, and will pass it over to Trevor Natalie. Natalie will go back and forth with Matt Elder, who then passes to Audrey, and immediately Elder will get it back. So this midfield line of Elder, Natalie, and Audrey passing back and forth. Now it gets onto the stick of Matt Elder on the near side, who will pass to Gerard Kane, the most recent goal scorer for the Hofstra Pride. Goes back to Rudd as it goes to the far side and John Madsen. Madsen goes to that far side Hofstra logo and he passes up top to a teammate in Natalie. So Trevor Natalie goes one-on-one with the defender, passes over to John Madsen. Madsen takes a shot and it's going to go wide, but backing it up there was Colton Rudd. So Hofstra will retain possession with 8 minutes, 0.5 left on the clock. So Rudd's going to go real quick here. He has no options. Going to pass to Kane. 3-2 shot. Scores! Minute 6 seconds. What a pass from Gerard Kane. What a leaping shot from Matt Elder. It's now 8-0, and the Hofstra Pride have now beaten their output that they had in game 1 against Merrimack.
Well, they're firing on all cylinders right now. Hofstra just can't be stopped, and now you have Matt Elder joining in on the action. What a goal there, a jump shot as time was expiring here in the first quarter, just before the buzzer.
Well, this is a team that has their head coach telling them that they need to find a way to play a complete game, or as complete of a game as they can. And how do you think he feels on the sideline? Seth Tierney not showing much emotion, but we expect him not to show much emotion here as the horn will sound. The Hofstra Pride, after 1 quarter of play, lead the LIU Sharks by a score of 8-0. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have second quarter action. Hopefully, Hofstra Pride can find a way to keep this output going. But you're listening to Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, presented by Flow Sports and 88.7 FM WRHU. Welcome back to James M. Stewart Stadium, and it has been a raucous start here. If you are a Hofstra Pride fan, they lead by a score of 8-0. Once again, my name is Jack Carthy. I'm joined alongside by Ian Banky. Ian, I mean, if you're the Hofstra Pride, there is not much that you can say went wrong. Maybe you can point that Blake Cooling had a cross-check that put him on the man down, but other than that, it's been all Hofstra.
I mean, yeah, and then after that man down, they still killed it off, and the resulting play resulted in a goal.
Yeah, the resulting play result was that goal that Gerard Kane was able to get off that feed from John Madsen. And for the Hofstra Pride, I mean, they have won 6 total face-offs. They have scored 8 goals. They have 15 total shots, 9 of them on goal. It has been all Hofstra. There we go, there's the first misstep, really, is that's going to be a face-off violation for Patterson, as LIU will take it back the other way.
And LIU here really looking for the first goal here in the game here in the second quarter, just trying to get their feet wet here, trying to get something going in their direction.
Maliski has it for LIU as he will pass it back behind the net to Colantonio as he goes up top to Tom Von Bargen as he tries to just send one in between Corey Kale's feet, and Kale finally able to get the ground ball, and they're going to take it back the other way. He has a few teammates with Danny DeSanti and number 15 Dalton Sees, but he chooses none of them, as he'll go to Gerard Kane. Gerard Kane with a shot there. His stick was hit on the way. The ref has got, I got to imagine the refs are going to deem that. Oh, that's a unfortunate there. I got to say that was a shot from Gerard Kane, but Hofstra are going to lose possession. But it's going to go back the other way for LIU. That's a good start for LIU. Not many times have Hofstra Pride gone down and not had a successful offensive possession.
It is a good start for the Sharks, and they need to convert this momentum into a goal.
So LIU goes back on offense as James Butler has it for the Sharks. Tom Von Bargen on that far side. He'll pass it back behind the net to Colantonio. Colantonio has one teammate in Cohen Block, and he's going to pass it over to him. Block goes and finds a teammate in number 30, Stefanko. LIU with some quick passes to find its way over to James Butler. Butler running in, but he has nothing, so he'll button hook off and pass over to Von Bargen. Von Bargen over to Stefanko. Stefanko shot, and it's going to, or a pass attempt there that Matt Gates is going to get out, and Hofstra's going to take it back the other way as Corey Kale has it.
Great read by Gates there to just take it into his own hands. No reason to let the possession go on if you could just reach your stick out and pick the pass off.
So Gerard Kane has it on the offensive side for this Hofstra Pride team as he will pass over to Justin Sykes. Sykes with it. Has no one really near him. Has Gerard Kane near him, but he does not pass, so he's going to spin off on that far side. One teammate open, that's Griffin Turner. Wait for him to pass it over, and there it is. So Turner with it on the near side. He's going to shuffle over and send a pass down low to Madsen. Madsen goes back to Turner. Turner over to Sykes. Sykes to Gerard Kane as Hofstra Pride are passing it in a counterclockwise. Now they go back clockwise as Sykes now has it to Roy Jones. Jones loaded up for a shot, but he's going to send it over to Sykes, and that is a missed pass. It's just barely going to go out of bounds as Sykes can't catch up to it. So Hofstra Pride are looking a little bit sloppy to start out this second quarter.
A little bit here, and it might just be a case of the quarter stoppage coming at the wrong time for them.
And right now, the Hofstra Pride have 3 total caused turnovers. LIU with 4 turnovers. The Pride, that's going to be their second turnover of the game. So LIU with it on the offensive half as it goes to Cam Connolly. As Connolly has one teammate near him, and number 31, that's Maliski. As he's going to really slow it down. Hofstra, one player in the area, Richie Hickes, so he's going to go one-on-one with Maliski. Maliski trying to make his way towards the net, but Hickes pushing him away. Shot, and that's going to be the first goal of the game for LIU. It is 8-1. What a goal from Marcin Maliski as he goes one-on-one with Richie Hickes. It is now 8-1, 11:59 in the second quarter.
Well, sometimes if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself, and that's what Maliski did there. He had the ball in the corner. He saw nobody open, so he just worked in himself. Found an angle, got to the net, and shot it right in on the short side past Gates.
Still a 7-goal lead for this Hofstra Pride team, but got to make sure that this offense starts to shore itself up. Defensively, they played well. That's just unfortunate if you are that defensive unit and Richie Hickes. He played a very good man-up approach there. He just got beat by Maliski. That was his first goal of the season as Patterson wins the face-off and takes it in the other way. And he will pass over to Colton Rudd before he himself goes off. And Blake Patterson gave the LIU bench a bit of a calm down. You're still down by 7 as he walked past them. So Hofstra still with it. It goes to Griffin Turner. Turner waits for Roy Jones to come on, and he will pass over to him as Jones passes over to Sykes. Sykes has Ryan Woodland, but he's going to go back to Roy Jones, who then goes to Sykes, and finally that pass to Woodland. Woodland and Gerard Kane passing back and forth before it goes back up top to Sykes. Sykes to Roy Jones. Jones pass to Turner, but he bobbles it before picking up his own ground ball. Woodland with it, whips a shot off the crossbar, but Hofstra Pride are going to keep possession there as Griffin Turner was in the area, but what a shot from Ryan Woodland as he whipped that thing on net.
Yeah, he uncorked it with some ferocity, but just off the pipe.
So Woodland gets it back off the restart, and he'll pass it over to Sykes. Sykes to Woodland, Woodland back to Sykes. Finally, we get a change as Roy Jones gets it, but he's going to pass over to Woodland, who then goes to Sykes. So this triangle of Jones, Sykes, and Woodland is having all the offensive ball time. As Woodland has it, sends one over to Jones. Jones sends a pass over to Turner that looked like it got caught up in his stick as it goes out of bounds, but it's actually a Hofstra ball, so it looked like it might have actually hit off of a defender. The only defender in the area for LIU was Tyler DeViti. Tyler and Nicholas DeViti, both brothers on this team, as there's going to be a turnover as Tyler will pick it up.
Hey, good to see the DeViti brothers working together on defense out there, working to stop that last Hofstra attack.
Kasika has it for LIU as he will get that clear attempt. One thing LIU has done well is they are now 4 for 4 on their clearing attempts as it goes back behind the net to Cohen Block.
Very responsible when getting it out of their own end.
So slowing it down for LIU is going to be Colantonio. As LIU just trying to find something. Von Bargen now has it as he will set up for the Sharks. Has one defender on him, and that is Hickes. As he will take it to that far side Hofstra A on that typed Hofstra logo. He's just very close to getting in that out-of-bounds corner. So it looks like they're going to try to attack Hickes again. He takes one to the net, but a good follow-up by Tom Ford as he slides out. And he's able to force a missed pass as it gets picked up by Jake Gillis. And a good move there by Gerard Kane. And Hofstra will take it back the other way, but a missed pass as Colton Rudd was the intended target. A little bit of tough difficulty there as it was a long stick pass as it was John Recker making it. And it just was not able to find his intended target in Colton Rudd. But got to go back to that Gerard Kane reaching across that midfield line and making the break up there.
Good awareness there, just knowing where he was on the field and know that he had a chance to make a play.
So on the near side here, it'll be slowed down by Marcin Maliski as he has the only goal, his first goal of the season for this LIU team. He's one-on-one with Dalton Seas. Maliski still with it, a slide there as Tim Hegarty gets back on defense. It'll be sent up top to Von Bargen. As that pass or shot will go out of bounds, and it'll be Hofstra ball, so Daniel Oakes will pick it up for this Pride team, and LIU has looked good on offense. They just haven't been able to put one in the net yet. As a long pass there is attempted, but unable to get on the end of it is Hickes, and finally it's picked up by LIU and taken back the other way very quickly. Ryan Hunt has it as it'll be slowed down. All good has pass up top to block, and it's going to be a crease violation, so Hofstra's going to take it back the other way, trying to go quickly, but ball was way up the field, so it has to get passed back to Tom Ford.
And that's just the Hofstra defense suffocating that fast break attempt, making them slow things down when they really didn't want to, and forcing that mistake in the crease.
So Griffin Turner with it for this Hofstra Pride team, waiting for both Sykes and Jones to get onto the field as Sykes looks over to Gerard Kane. Kane gives a point to Rory Jones, who's wide open with no one in the vicinity, still wide open as he passes to Sykes before Sykes goes back to Jones. So Hofstra with it, goes to Rudd. Rudd goes back behind the net to Gerard Kane, who's standing back in that X position. As they pass it in a counterclockwise formation before it gets broken by Rory Jones, he passes back to Sykes. Hofstra goes back to that counterclockwise to Gerard Kane. Skip past the middle. Woodland off of the knee. Great shot, but even better save there as Sean Gilman was up to it for this LIU team, and LIU will take it back the other way. Good look there from Gerard Kane, but just unable to finish it was Ryan Woodland.
And for Gilman, that's a stop that's really going to go a long way towards boosting your confidence. Had a very tough first quarter, as now there's a flag thrown after a check.
I think it's going to be thrown against him, but what a hit there from Gerard Kane, even if it was a little bit illegal, and more importantly, it shakes up that opposing goalie, who's made a few good saves in this quarter.
Gilman's really settled in here after a rocky first quarter.
So 6 minutes 45 on the clock as a pass is sent long, and it's going to get picked up by Colton Rudd, but he can't do any more of a transition as Hofstra will have that flag fully against them. It's going to be a slashing call, and see who it is. Still don't know exactly what the call is against. It's going to be a slash for a minute, but no one's sitting in the box for this Pride team. Unless, could it be Ryan Woodland's the only one in the area for it? I didn't see anything. Wait to see what happens. And I don't see anything, but Hofstra Pride nonetheless will be Woodland looking up on that board. So they will go on the man down, as LIU has not scored on the other man up opportunity, but they had a few opportunities as they get right to passing. As Colantonio has it, and it goes back behind the net to Allbetter. So Von Bargen has it for LIU as he passes back and forth with Nick Colantonio. Pass into the back door there, but a save by the post, I think, as it was taken by Jake Gillis, and it's picked up by the Hofstra Pride and Tom Ford.
And just an awkward play there. Looks like the Sharks kind of ran out of room on the pass as it ended up in the side of the net there. Hofstra will gladly take that break and run some time off this penalty clock.
So it'll go back behind the net for this Pride team, and Colton Rudd waiting for it as he does not need to speed it up. They have plenty of time, 3, 2, and 1, and Hofstra will go back to even strength as Griffin Turner and Justin Sykes will come onto the field for this Pride team. So back behind the net with Colton Rudd as he passes back and forth with Madsen. Madsen goes to Turner. Turner across the field as it finally makes its way to Gerard Kane, who passes back and forth to Justin Sykes. Sykes to Jones, shot off the crossbar again. What a shot there from Rory Jones. He loves that low to high attempt, but it's going to be LIU ball as that went over the midfield line. So Hofstra loses possession off a great shot from Roy Jones as Nick Colantonio takes it back behind the net, and he passes over to a teammate in Jake Gills before getting it right back. So Colantonio on the far side has Daniel Oakes on him. Good shot or slash attempt there from Oakes, as it'll be slowed down by LIU, and it finally makes its way up top to Tom Von Bargen. Von Bargen passes back and forth with Maliski, as that is the only goal scorer for this LIU team. Goes back behind the net to Colantonio as Von Bargen now has it. He's going one-on-one with Chris Berry of this Pride defensive unit. It's going to still remain with LIU as that shot goes wide, and it'll be picked up by Nick Colantonio.
Again, just good job by the Hofstra defense, shutting down the lane to the net. Had to fire one that just missed wide.
4 minutes, 33 seconds left to play in this half as it's taken back behind the net by Maliski. Maliski pass up top, shot, great save there by Gates. Has taken that shot was Nick Colantonio.
Perfect technique by Gates there in the net. Dropped down to stop the bounce shot. Didn't allow it any time to take a nasty ricochet up high.
So Hofstra Pride will get the clear attempt there as it was Richie Hickes taking it over for the Pride. So timeout's going to be called here by Hofstra. Good move by Coach Tierney as he wants to make sure with just 4 minutes, 6 seconds left that he has the right offensive unit on, right offensive tactics in mind as they look to make it an 8-goal game once again. I had to do some quick math. Hofstra, weirdly enough, has not scored in this quarter, though.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some good looks on offense throughout this quarter, just have not been able to get it past the great defense of LIU, specifically in net by Gilman. Sean Gilman's really stepped up his game in the second quarter. Tough first, as we mentioned earlier on, but Gilman's really stepped it up, shutting down the bounce shot, the low angle shots for Hofstra, and he's really made some strides, and he's going to be key here later on in this game for the Sharks to get back into this game.
Well, I would say while Gilman's played well, the posts in crossbar have played very well for this LIU team. Hofstra has 2 posts in this game. That last most recent post came off the stick of Rory Jones, but it has been a good quarter for Sean Gilman, especially after giving up 8 goals in the first. He's made some great point-blank saves, with the first one that comes to mind, that Ryan Woodland off that skip pass from Gerard Kane. He was just right outside the crease, and he was able to, I don't know if he made the save. It was a positional save, but I mean, for Hofstra, they need to find a way to score on this possession. It's not like they're losing their lead. They're up by 7 as opposed to 8, but they need to find a way to really get themselves back with their offensive mojo. Not a bad quarter, but when you score 8 goals in 1 quarter, it's tough to really live up to that.
Yeah, tough to follow a great first act, but you leave something to be desired out when you score at such a high clip in that first, and then here in the second, been scoreless through the first 10 minutes of this quarter. So really just looking for that breakthrough. They've had some good shots. You mentioned giving the iron some work, pounding that out. If there's any imperfections on that post, they're sure gone now. But for Hofstra, just really trying for that one shot to break the ice here in the second.
So they've added a few dents to the crossbar, a few dents to the post, as both teams will break their huddle, and we will start play back up once again. It looks like it'll be Colton Rudd who will start up for this Hofstra Pride team. Has one player in the area in Justin Sykes. That's actually Sykes is the player in the area. Will start up, and he will pass it to Rudd. So Rudd has no one near him, looking for a pass, and he's going to find it there in Gerard Kane. Kane loaded up for a shot before he passes Sykes. Loads up for another shot, and a shot just goes wide. That thing barely missed going into that far side of the net. But Hofstra's going to get possession as Madsen will start up for this Pride team.
So again, just a game of inches. That one just fired wide.
So Rory Jones with it for Hofstra as he goes to Sykes. Sykes to Kane. Gets back to Sykes. Sykes to Jones, and it goes to Kane. Kane to Rudd as Hofstra with the quick passing, as it has been a good passing display so far in this one, as that one gets tipped, but Rudd picks it up before he passes back to Kane. Rudd gets it off the pass from Kane. Skip pass, shot, and scores! What a play as Colton Rudd finds Griffin Turner cutting through the middle. It's now 9-1, 3 minutes, 29 seconds, and that's exactly what we saw in that first quarter of play.
Yep, just keep the ball moving, keep the defenders on their heels, and that connection between Rudd and Turner just got them moving enough where Turner found himself right in front of net, the jump shot right into the back of the net. Nothing that Gilman could do.
I mean, if you're Sean Gilman, this is not on you. You have played very well when you need to play well. You're just getting beat by a team that is firing on all cylinders right now. As a Patterson face-off win, he rolls it over to Kane. Kane to Santi. To Santi to Gerard Kane. What a goal is Corey Kale goes to Danny DeSanti with his Joker face paint, and it is finished off by Gerard Kane. That's his second goal of the game, third point of the afternoon, or fourth point of the afternoon. What a play by the Hofstra Pride. It is now 10-1. That's back-to-back goals. We haven't seen that since the opening of the game.
Yeah, when this Hofstra team is playing on and firing on all cylinders, that's the kind of play that you can see when you come out to Stewart Stadium. It's just a quick-fire passing, tic-tac-toe, right on the stick of Kane. He fires it home.
And Danny DeSanti has been a breath of fresh air on this midfield for the Hofstra Pride as a ref gets in the way there as Patterson tried to knock it up to himself. So fighting for the ground ball, Patterson finally going to get it for this Pride team. But Danny DeSanti, coming from Army West Point, has brought the personality for this Hofstra Pride team. He's brought leadership, and he has played very well in this young season as Gerard Kane will send a little backhanded float pass to a teammate in Madsen. Madsen and Kane going back and forth before Kane will go to his normal side on that far side of this field. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the half as Sykes will pass back and forth with Turner. Turner had a goal just a few minutes ago, but it's not the most recent one as Gerard Kane got it off the ensuing face-off. Sykes with it, fakes the pass to Gerard Kane. Jones now has it on the near side as it goes back behind the net, and a shot nearly takes off the head of Colton Rudd as Madsen misses that one just wide.
And we talked about it in that first quarter. Madsen's really feeling it now. He's got that shooting confidence. He's willing to take a shot no matter where he is on the field. That time a sharp angle, it just fired it past the crease.
Madsen with it now off of the restart. He gets that pass from Rudd, or he goes up to Turner. Turner to Jones, to Sykes, back to Jones. Jones shot just wide. Hofstra's going to retain possession as Colton Rudd was there. Resetting the shot clock back to 60 seconds. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in this half as Madsen gets it on the near side. You pass it up top to Turner, who gets it picked off there. Good pick off by Tyler DeViti as it goes back the other way. It's on the stick now of number 44, Tommy Ramsey, who sets a pick for a teammate there in Colantonio, and he shoots and he scores. It's now 8-2 as there's a minute 56 left in that one as Nick Colantonio makes it an 8-goal game once again.
Great heads-up play there by Colantonio. He took it right to the middle of the net, and he used the Hofstra defenders as almost a screen against Matt Gates. He was in net. He couldn't really see through his defenders. Gates just kind of, on instinct, went down to his knees to try to block the shot, but it just trickled through him.
So back at face-off X is going to be A.J. Volkman, who I believe it's going to be his second face-off of the afternoon now as he loses it to Patterson. Patterson is now 10 for 13 on face-offs so far today. This is something that we have not seen a lot this season, but it is definitely welcomed as Hofstra, especially in that Michigan game, struggled late with winning consistent face-offs, as that ultimately undid them as they just couldn't get offensive possessions once the game was tied and then when they were trailing. But Hofstra with it back on offense now as it goes to Justin Sykes. Sykes goes to a teammate in Elder. As Elder is on the near side, cuts towards the middle. He passes to Sykes. Sykes over to Gerard Kane before it goes to Rudd, then back to Sykes. Elder with it now. He's looking for someone. He's going to find Sykes. Sykes fakes a pass over to Gerard Kane before he sends one over to Rory Jones. Hofstra playing on the perimeter right now. No one really getting towards the middle as a good defensive effort there by LIU. Does not really force that missed pass, but they have a missed pass there as Elder goes to Rory Jones and a bit too tall for that 5'7" attacker.
When you look at, just these small mental mistakes here, something that, that Coach Tierney really emphasized here throughout this game. Hofstra has to limit those mistakes.
Well, good thing for Hofstra is they keep their attacking midfielder unit back on as there's an immediate missed pass, and we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Tierney with 41 seconds left to play in this half. So Hofstra with a chance to make it a 9-goal game once again, and despite struggling to score for most of this quarter, Hofstra, without that last goal, they led this quarter goal-scoring wise, and they have a chance to go into the break with another lead, as this has just been the exact game that you would want if you're Hofstra. There's been some minor miscues, but you're never going to play a perfect game. Even when we talked pregame to Coach Tierney, he admitted readily that he does not expect them to play a full game. But if you can get 55 minutes, 50 minutes out of your team, you'll be in good shape.
No, Coach Tierney said that you're not going to play a perfect game. Even, the best teams in the country are still going to have those small mistakes that you can point out in the film room after the game and say, yes, we need to do this and that better. But if you can, limit those things and make those mistakes, just a small footnote in the game notes rather than, a 2-3 paragraph thing, that's a really big improvement. And really for Coach Tierney, he has to be happy with what he sees from this Hofstra Pride team.
Well, with your Hofstra too, you have 7 turnovers so far. You'll take those 7 turnovers because they come with that you have 5 caused turnovers. LIU has 9 turnovers. They've only caused 2. If you're looking at it, you have 7 caused turnover, or you have 7 turnovers, 2 of them caused. That's 5 turnovers that you've had yourself. That's not the worst stat in the world if you are this Hofstra team. Right now, they're 7 for 8 on clears. They've won 10 faceoffs. They're 1 for 2 on the man up. They have 4 saves from Matt Gates, but he's only had to face 6 shots, so that is a good save percentage as he's at .667 on that. So Hofstra will start it back up, and for Matt Gates, he has struggled at times with just making those consistent saves, those saves that he really needs to make. And right now, the goals that he's given up are just a slight defensive breakdown and a shot through a bunch of traffic that he barely missed.
Yeah, he's been doing his job, and he hasn't had to do a lot of work today.
So Hofstra still with it. 17 seconds left on the clock as Rudd has it for this Pride team. Tries to pass over to Gerard Kane, but I don't think Kane was looking for it as it's going to go out of bounds. So there's 11.1 seconds left. So LIU's going to have to go quickly as Colantonio now has it. 6 seconds, 5. Colantonio still with it, trying to find his way to the net. Good job by the Pride and Daniel Oakes. And Tom Ford goes up top. Shot and a will not count despite going wide, but the horn will sound first as that shot was taken by Henry Flacco. But the Hofstra Pride going into this halftime break lead by a score of 10-2. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will recap the first half of play between the Hofstra Pride and the LIU Sharks. You're listening to Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, presented by Flow Sports and 88.7 FM WRHU. Welcome back to James M. Stewart Stadium. As through one half of play, it has been all Hofstra Pride as they lead it by a score of 10-2. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jeb Carthy. Again, joined alongside by Ian Banky. Ian, Hofstra raced out to an 8-0 lead. A bit of a more down-to-earth second quarter. 2 goals apiece for either team, but there was some more miscommunications from this Hofstra Pride team. It could be a lot larger of a lead, however. They had some turnovers, some unforced errors. Still, if you're leading by 8 at the half, the team that has not won yet, team that's been searching for a win, the game so close in back-to-back weekends in those games against the Naval Academy and up in Michigan. This is not, 8 goals, you've had some mistakes. It's what you want, though.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better half if you're Coach Tierney here. He talked about playing a full game. Granted, there are going to be mistakes, but mistakes are bound to happen. It's just about limiting those mistakes and especially the time that those mistakes occur. And when Hofstra did make those miscues, a vast majority of the time they were responsible on defense to come back, play defense, shut down the Sharks, and even at times convert those mistakes on attack and come back and score immediately afterwards after a defensive stand. So Hofstra has really responded well when they have made those mistakes to turn dirt into diamonds, if I may make an analogy there. Hofstra has played very well through this half, and if you're a Hofstra fan, you have to be excited about what's to come here in half number 2.
And another thing, Hofstra have 7 different goal scorers, 11 different point getters, so it's not like they have had offense coming from one area. They've had offense. Their biggest offensive contributors have been John Madsen and Gerard Kane. Madsen has a hat trick with 1 assist, and Kane has 2 goals, 2 assists. So both of them have 4 points on the afternoon. But both those players have led the charge, but it has been a very well-rounded effort from this Hofstra Pride team so far.
It has been, and they've shown that they have the talent to have depth and scoring from now and for a while on. You look at the younger guys who've contributed to this offense, not just Gerard Kane, but you look at the younger guys as well that have contributed to this offensive attack. And Hofstra has shown a lot of promise on both ends of the field, both on attack and on defense, that they have a lot of talent sprinkled throughout this roster. And
on the other side, to go completely on the other side, Matt Gates, who at points so far, he right now going into this game had a save percentage of .514, a goals against average of 11.33. So not exactly bad numbers by any means, but they aren't the numbers that we would want to see him have. And so far today, he's faced 6 shots, he's made 4 saves, given up 2 goals, and his save percentage is a .667. So right now, it is a lot better of an effort from Matt Gates, and he hasn't had to make a lot of saves, but when he has made them, he has made saves, and more importantly, he's made them while controlling his rebound.
Right, and part of that, as you said, he hasn't had to make many saves. His defense has made his life easy on him in net. There's only been a handful of shots that have trickled through to him, and really those 2 goals that he's got against him, nothing that he could do about those goals. So when he's been called into action with a reasonable effort, he's come up big to make those saves, and a couple of spectacular efforts as well.
Again, that was one of the things that I've noticed was the saves that he needs to make. He makes them, but he's not making all of them. He's having, I would say, on saves that you're having him look up and say, I gotta have that back. We've seen him do that quite a number of times this season. We saw him do it quite a number of times against Michigan and Navy. And when you have that, and you don't want to see your goalie have that look up. We have yet to see him really have that. If he did, it's more of him being a harsh critic on himself. Mm-hmm. But if he is sitting there and saying, okay, well, I gave up a goal. That's a tough shot to save. My defense had a little bit of a breakdown. That's not the worst thing in the world. The goals that he has given up, as you said, have been goals that were good shots. They just beat him.
Yeah, just tip your cap to the LIU attackers there, especially you go back to that outstanding offensive effort earlier on by the LIU attacker, where he just took the ball right to the net, and nothing that you could do about it if you're Matt Gates. So for Gates, he just has to settle in here in half number 2. Just keep on doing the same thing, and also you have to imagine that if he looks up at the scoreboard and sees an 8-goal lead, that has to instill some confidence in you as well.
Absolutely. The goal you talk about too is that it's that first goal, the Marcin Malisi goal, where he went 1-on-1 with Richie Hickes, and it wasn't like Hickes he didn't have a bad defensive effort. He just got beat to the inside. Right. He had his stick all over him. He just couldn't make the final move, and if you are Hofstra, you can't look at that in a bad way.
No, again, you just have to tip your cap to Malisi there, where he did everything right there. It was nothing that the Hofstra defense did wrong, nothing that Gates did wrong in net. It was just an outstanding attacking play where they finally found the breakthrough that they were looking for the entirety of the first quarter. It was bound to happen at one point where they would get the breakthrough.
And we're going to take a break real quickly, but first we'll go over the team comparison in terms of stats. For the Hofstra Pride, they have 23 total shots as opposed to LIU's 11. They have 14 of those shots on goal as opposed to LIU's 6. Both goalies have made 4 saves. The Hofstra Pride are 1 for 2 on their extra man opportunities. LIU is 0 for 2. And Hofstra, the big one is those face-offs won, as Chase Patterson has been huge in that. Last few weeks, we've seen Benjamin Niesman come in to shore up that face-off area, and he has not been needed. Both teams have failed 1 clearing attempt. Hofstra is 7-for-8 as opposed to LIU's 8-for-9. LIU has 9 turnovers. 2 of them have been they have 2 caused turnovers. Hofstra has 7 turnovers while have caused 5. And are there any stats on there that really jump out off the page?
Really, you look at the face-offs here for Hofstra, especially the work by Patterson. He's won 10 of his 13 face-offs. He's done everything right at the X. He's really accomplished so much in keeping the ball in Hofstra's hands on the attack. He's the main reason why Hofstra is up by 8 goals here at the break. He's just kept Hofstra on the front foot. He's kept them moving forward, and looking forward to the second half. If he can continue his dominance there, he's going to be the main factor in Hofstra's success throughout this game and throughout this season.
And most importantly for Hofstra to continue the success, what would be your key to that second half?
It's just, keep your foot on the pedal. Yes, you have an 8-goal lead, but you can't afford to just take a step back and say, yeah, we can take it easy the rest of the game. You had an 8-0 period. LIU can do the same thing as well. They can find that momentum and they can have an 8-goal period as well. So for Hofstra, they just have to keep the gas on. They can't let LIU off the hook.
That's a perfect transition too. If you're looking and you're on LIU's sideline, they've come out onto the field. Hofstra has yet to come back off this halftime break. You're down by 8. You just saw Hofstra have an 8-goal period in the first quarter. What do you need to do to get back in this game in the second half?
I mean, it's the case. Anything that you can do, we can do better. Yes, you scored 8, but we have to band together as a team and really just limit our mistakes that we've made as a team. Where, at the faceoff dot, we've been dominated. But if you just make that one small adjustment, if you seal Patterson off, if you get to the ball first, you can maybe make that small adjustment to start winning these draws and get the ball in your hands and take this game to where you want it to go.
Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have opening faceoff in the second half. You're listening to Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, presented by 88.7 FM, WRHU, and Flow Sports. With blue shorts in their white helmet. They are moving from left to right across your TV screen, radio dial, anything. LIU will be moving from right to left. They are in the baby sky blue jerseys with white lettering and numbering and a gold trim. They have blue shorts on and white helmets. So Hofstra still with it. 30 seconds left on the shot clock as Gerard Kane has it on the near side. Sykes with it now as he passes over to Roy Jones before he goes back to Sykes. Sykes passing back and forth with Roy Jones before they pass Colton Rudd. 15 seconds left on the shot clock as Rudd now has it. To Roy Jones, spins off and passes over to Sykes. No time left, 10 seconds, whip shot, great save there for LIU to open up as Sean Gilman will make his first save of the second half. That's his 5th save of the afternoon.
And Gilman, once again, just looking to settle in there. It was a hard shot to low and to his left, but just went down and found it right in his webbing.
And we saw him during the halftime break. He did not go with his teammates back to the locker room. He stayed out and faced shots, so trying to find a way to get a feel for it as a pass there is missed. As it was number 44, Tommy Ramsey, attempting that pass. He was looking for a teammate in Matt Allbetter.
And I looked behind the play there, and after that defensive stand, it was Gilman and Davidi just giving each other 5s, congratulating each other on a good defensive stand.
Yeah, at this point, you're down by 8. You got to find a way to get yourself back in the game, and if you can start stopping this Hofstra Pride like you did in the second quarter, you're going to be in good shape as John Madsen has it for the Pride. Rory Jones now with it, back to Madsen, back to Jones. So back and forth, the passing goes as it goes to Sykes. Sykes to Kane as he spins off a pass there to Rudd before going back to Sykes. So Sykes and Roy Jones passing back and forth as it seems as if two teammates are finding each other and then passing back and forth. It makes its way back up to Sykes from a pass from Gerard Kane, who gets it right back. Whip shot, great save there by Sean Gilman. That sidearm shot from Kane just was going to go over the net, but Gilman able to keep it and retain, more importantly, that rebound.
Yeah, Gilman just really didn't want to take any chances. If he could end that Hofstra Pride possession, he would do it right there. Snagged it out of midair. So
it goes onto that far side as LIU has it, goes to Colantonio. Colantonio still with it, fakes off a pass, and he's going to find a teammate there in Von Bargen. So LIU trying to make it a 7-goal game once again as it's on the far side with Marcin Maliski. Maliski whips a shot, and it completely handcuffs Matt Gates as he goes right for a cut there, and it beats him over his right shoulder. So it's now a 7-goal game once again. 11 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. What a shot.
Yeah, it's a special shot right there by Maliski. Just fired it right by Gates. A shot that you said it perfectly. Just handcuffed him, caught him on the inside of the stick. Didn't quite have the time to pull it in to get the webbing on it or do enough to knock it away. Kind of just in a defenseless position.
You got to imagine that Gates expected that shot to cut him based on his reaction, and especially with Maliski falling would hopefully be away from that shot, but he falls towards it and beats him short side. So a face-off one there from Chase Patterson. Hofstra's going to look to make it an 8-goal game once again as it goes right down to Colton Rudd, who goes 1-on-1, then 2-on-1 with the defender, as it was Nicholas Davidi, the elder of the Davidi brothers, on defense, as his other younger brother, Tyler Davidi, is up top going 1-on-1 with Griffin Turner. So it goes back behind the net and finds its way to Colton Rudd at X as he sends one to Madsen. Madsen shot off the side of the net, and it's going to get picked up there by Sean Gilman. So that's 3 offensive possessions for this Hofstra Pride team, and no goals. Is what a play there by Madsen to pick the pocket of a defender. Shot, and an even better save by Gilman. So Gilman, who is caught completely out of his net, gets back as Madsen couldn't get a quick shot immediately. And the Hofstra Pride have a shot and attempt go by the wayside, but what a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, just sticking with the play there, Madsen didn't rush up the field and give up on the play. He stuck with it, got the interception, had a chance on net, but again, Gilman sticking with the play, coming up with a big save.
So it's on the far side there with Colantonio as he takes it back behind the net. He looks for a teammate, and he's going to find it in the wide open James Butler, who shimmies away from Danny DeSanti and passes Colantonio. So Colantonio still with it, 1-on-1 with Daniel Oakes, just barely avoids going into the crease there as he sends one up top to Butler. Butler jump shot, and he scores. It's a 6-goal game, and it's getting a little bit closer for Hofstra and LIU, as LIU has scored 2 quick goals, and a jump shot there from James Butler has made it 10-4 with 10 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, great shot there by Butler, and this is what LIU was looking for here starting the second half. Just get a couple of goals. The defensive stands go a long way, but the offense is starting to click here. They're starting to find some things that are going right for them in the attacking half.
Butler's 4th goal of the season, 1st goal of the afternoon, as Patterson will win one up to himself, and he sends it over to Madsen, who had a grade A chance off of that pickoff, or the ground ball pickup that he had, but was unable to get it past Sean Gilman, who has made 3 saves early in the third quarter. So Madsen on the far side, passing back and forth with a teammate in Colton Rudd. Rudd looks off a pass from Kane before looking off a pass from Madsen, and then he goes to Kane. Kane up top to Rory Jones, and he gets it back, shot just wide. Good shot attempt there from Gerard Kane, looking for his own hat trick. Hofstra's going to retain possession there, but just barely avoids getting the 11th goal of the afternoon for this Pride team.
Yeah, good look for Kane, but again, just past the reach of the netminder Gilman.
So Kane just barely able to hold on to that pass from Colton Rudd that goes well high as a shot attempt off the side of the net, but Hofstra is going to keep possession as Gerard Kane was first to it. Could have probably picked it up before it went out of bounds, but just barely does it. And there was a flag on the play there, so Hofstra is going to go back on the man up there as immediately see Anthony Malika coming on. So he's been a man-up specialist for this Hofstra Pride team, finds his way towards the middle of the field most of the time, and they found him in that Michigan game. He was able to score on the man-up, just found himself wide open in the middle, as it's going to be the guilty party will be Nicholas Davidi. He gets 1 minute there, so Hofstra's going to have plenty of chances to make this a wider margin.
Yeah, Malika serves as, comparing sports, serves as the bumper position in the hockey power play there. Just right in the middle, looking for the, trying to provide a screen, trying to provide, the dirty goals as he's right in front of net.
So Malika gets it from Kane, and he gets it right back from Sykes. Down low to Kane as he goes back and forth to Malika. It was an illegal body check called there against Nicholas Davidi. So going from far side to near is Rudd has it, passed over to Sykes to Malika. Back up top to Sykes from a pass from Gerard Kane. Rudd has it, over to Sykes, back to Rudd as Hofstra has plenty of time, 30 seconds left on this man-up opportunity to get a good chance. Roy Jones gets it from Sykes, back up to Rudd, as Rudd looks off a few passes before he finds Sykes. To Malika. Malika to Kane, back to Malika, as Hofstra just want to get a shot off this one. Pass there, and Rudd loaded up for a shot before he could look that one into his stick, as it's going to get a ground ball pickup by Tyler Davidi, as he's still fighting for it. Can't get it. It's on the floor right now. No one can get to it. Roy Jones trying to reach over that midfield line, as fighting for it is Cohen Block. As he has it, he's going to lose it. No one can seem to find it. It gets sent back into that Hofstra defensive zone, and finally it is picked up by John Recker, but he's still fighting to get it out as he goes to Daniel Oakes, and Daniel Oakes will pass over to a quick Corey Kale, who gets the clearing attempt finally for this Hofstra Pride team as they get to turnover. But we're back to even strength here as it goes behind the net to John Madsen. Madsen up top to Roy Jones. Shot, kick, save, and a beauty there from Sean Gilman as Hofstra does not retain possession. There was two defenders in the area. Roy Jones dove, and it was close, but they are going to award possession back to LIU as they go back on offense, have a chance to make this a 5-goal lead, or 5-goal deficit. Shot just wide there by Matt Allbetter, and it seems like a different LIU has come out of the locker room so far in this one, as Hofstra just can't do anything. And more importantly, Sean Gilman has starred in this second half.
He's been the spark plug there. He's leading his team from the back forward, providing them with the momentum and with the inspiration to move forward on the attack.
He's got 4 saves so far in this half. That ties him for the entirety of the saves he had in the first half, as he has looked great on that far side. Now it's with Marcin Maliski. Tries to cut towards the net, passes over to Colantonio, who takes a shot. It gets knocked aside. Back up top, shot just wide as Tom Van Bargen had it for the Sharks. So 34 seconds left on the shot clock. That shot went wide. Not going to get a reset here as it gets picked up by, looks like Colantonio. He's going to fall. Correction, that's not Colantonio, that's Marcin Maliski, but he's going to pass it back towards a teammate there, and Jake Gillis. Gillis fighting his way back towards the front, but Richie Hickes is not letting him get anything as he's going to fall down. Flag's going to fly. We're going to get a cross-check, a legal body check, something of that. Hofstra's going to go on the man down, and they're starting to get a little physical here in Hempstead.
And part of that could just be a little bit of the frustration here from Hofstra. They've been stifled here starting the second half. No goals here in the second half, and LIU has responded with 2 quick ones here as we continue forward. And here they go to the man up. They have a chance now to go only down by 5, and that's a very attainable deficit here for the Sharks.
It's going to be a bit of confusion there. It looked like Tom Ford thought he was going to be the one as the guilty party, but instead it's going to be Richie Hickes, who will have a 30-second penalty there for pushing. So, got to go quickly here if you're LIU. You have 55 seconds left on the shot clock, but 20 seconds left on this man-up opportunity as it's finds its way to the far side there, and Jake Gillis goes to Van Bargen as he will pass it over to Colantonio. Skip pass in the middle there, and what a goal. It is a 5-goal game right once again as Jake Gillis will make it 10-5. And right now, it's starting to get a little closer. That's Gillis' first goal of the game. 6 minutes, 19 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Hofstra's got to find some sort of answer real quick, or this is going to get a lot tighter and a lot quicker.
And Gillis was that player that we highlighted in pregame as one that would have to lead this offense from the front, being that veteran presence and a very young attack. And that's his first goal of the game, the first goal on the extra man for Long Island here in this game.
So we go back to that face-off position. That's Gillis' 3rd goal of the season, and that's Colantonio's 2nd assist of the season. So, and it's going to be a face-off violation, and it's going to go back to LIU there on offense. It immediately is going to start with Stefanko. Stefanko goes to the goal scorer in Jake Gillis, as it's going to go to the far side of Tom Van Bargen. He has 1 defender near him, and that's Corey Kale, as he will slowly cradle it to that far side corner. It looks like this is what LIU likes to do. They set him up in the corner, and then they cut towards the net, see if they can find someone cutting. Shot blocked down in front, as it was Hickes who got in the way of a shot there. Can't see the number exactly. It was number 39, Sean Richard. Or not Sean Richard, correction. I think it was 29. That's Jake Gillis who took that shot that was blocked down by Hickus, as that shot will go wide by Colantonio, but it'll still remain with LIU. So Gillis will start up play here for the Sharks as it makes its way up top to Owen Stefanko. Stefanko getting harassed there by Hickus as he's going to stumble, pass across, but can't look it in there was Tom Van Bargen, but he had plenty of lane. Now he has one defender all over him, John Recker, so he's going to have to pass it off to a teammate and block before getting it back. Goes up top, as still fighting for it, pass in the middle there, great shot, great save there by Matt Gates. That's his first, or not his first save of the half, that's his second save of the half, as Hofstra's going to get the clearance there by Corey Kale. Kale looking for a passing option, but he's got nothing, as he is one-on-one with that defender there in number 55, Ethan Hennessy, or 56, correction, that's AJ Volkman. So Hofstra slowing it down as finally Griffin Turner gets on the end of the pass, and he'll pass to John Madsen on the far side. Back at the X position as it makes its way to Gerard Kane. Going with that number one offensive midfield combo in Sykes, Turner, and Rory Jones. We haven't seen much of that second unit in this half and much in this game, as now it'll go up to Justin Sykes. Sykes going back with Kane. Kane to Rudd. Rudd had no one there, as it's going to be shot and a score. That's a hat trick for Gerard Kane as he finally gets the Hofstra Pride on the board in this second half. What a pass from what a pass for Gerard Kane to Colton Rudd, then back to Gerard Kane, who slots it in 5-hole.
Yeah, those two connected very well there, and Kane, after he fired that one home, a little bit of a celebration, a twirl of the stick. He's fired up. He's finally got Hofstra on the board here in the second half, and that's a breakthrough that they've really been waiting for. Just fire that one through the legs of the netminder Gilman, and Hofstra again, just when they face adversity, they finally find the breakthrough and snap this skid that they found themselves on here in the second half.
Kane's 9th goal of the season, 5th point of the afternoon. Back to that face-off X as Chase Patterson will almost won it cleanly there. He is going up against Nick Grant, the senior defenseman. Still fighting for the ground ball. It's about to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Hofstra ball. Good pick set there by Chase Patterson as he did not let anyone get close to it, so Hofstra's going to have it started with Chris Berry. So Berry's going to immediately send one to John Madsen as he will step off and allow Griffin Turner to come on. So Gerard Kane settling it down as he looked to a pass to Sykes, but he's going to find it in Colton Rudd. Rudd going back and forth to Gerard Kane at that X position as he looks off a pass there from Gerard Kane. Is going to send one to Madsen, who has to catch it while falling to his knees before he quickly passes to Jones, who then goes to Sykes, and a pass to Gerard Kane is bobbled by him, but he's going to pick up the ground ball. So Kane with it, sends one to Rudd. Rudd with a shot that looked like that also handcuffed Gilman as it slowly rolled on his net, and it goes wide, but Hofstra's going to keep possession there as a good, smart heads-up play by Gerard Kane lets it roll out of bounds. A pass there attempted to Justin Sykes. Can't hold on to it as it's going to get picked up and taken back the other way by Nick Grant. Grant going quickly as he passes Colantonio. Flag will fly as it's going to be Rory Jones, who I know will have that guilty as he came in and hit hard Grant from behind.
Yeah, he's going to be heading off here, but LIU trying to convert here.
So it's on the far side with Nick Colantonio as he makes a pass attempt towards the middle, and it's going to get knocked away, and it's going to be a man up here for LIU, so they have a chance to make it a 5-goal game once again. It is 11-5 in favor of Hofstra, 2 minutes 47 seconds.
As they head to the extra man, they're 1 for 3 on the game, but they scored on their last attempt with some very nice ball movement, eventually getting it right into the middle for a goal. And if they can do that again, they'll be in good shape. The last man up looked very good with how they're moving the ball around.
Rory Jones, 1 minute unnecessary roughness.
There's the call from our P announcer, Sadiq Faruqi, as it's going to be Rory Jones with a minute for unnecessary roughness. So passing back and forth as Colantonio has it for LIU as he passes to Von Bargen on that far side. As trying to find something there was Mark Regan. Back up top to Tom Van Bargen to Regan. As it's on with Jake Gillis to Van Bargen. As LIU trying to find something, but Hofstra just moving their defense around to get out to the point of attack. Shot attempt there was blocked down. Actually could have been a pass, but nonetheless, Hofstra's going to pick it up as Dalton C's got his stick in the way, and they will take it back the other way. Kale has a pass that bounces off of his chest. He's going to pick up the ground ball, and he's going to use his speed to take it deep into this LIU zone before he passes to Colton Rudd and gets off. 5 seconds left on the man up, so Hofstra's going to kill that off as they will slow it down as Rudd just standing back behind the net, waiting for the right team to come on as he had no one with him besides John Madsen as Madsen directs traffic in. We're back to even strength as Gerard Kane has it for the Pride. Passes over to Rudd as Rudd will run behind the net and pass over to John Madsen. Over to Jones, who's out of the box. As it goes back behind the net now to Colton Rudd. Rudd up to Madsen. Madsen all the way up to Roy Jones, who has Sykes with him as Justin Sykes will pass to Gerard Kane. Kane will run back behind the net as he will pass over to the player he replaced there in Rudd, who goes to Madsen. Madsen back to Rudd. Back to Madsen. Over to Jones. Jones goes to Sykes as he tries to make a pass there to Kane, and that gets intercepted, and a ground ball will be picked up by number 7. That's Matt Rivera. But he can't make a pass there as it's going to go over, and a flag will fly, and this LIU bench, especially first-year head coach Jordan Levine, is livid as they do not agree with that call, and I don't exactly know what the call was. It's going to be a push. I'd say I agree. That's probably one of the more weaker calls, as it looks like it's going to be Nicholas Davidi who will be guilty of it, as Hofstra will go back on the man advantage, has a chance to expand their lead back out again. And you can hear on the crowd mic, this LIU bench is just still barking at the ref, not happy with that call.
And might not be happy, but they still have work to do here. Like it or not, they still have a penalty to kill off.
So 35 seconds left in this third quarter, 15 seconds left on the man up for the Hofstra Pride, as that shot's going to go wide by Rory Jones. He's going to get back there and pick up his own slack. 13 seconds left, 32.3, 60 seconds. So Hofstra, even if they don't score on this man advantage, they can hold for final shot. Back by the net to Gerard Kane, over to Roy Jones, to Colton Rudd, to Sykes. Malika with a shot, good save there by Sean Gilman, as Malika tried to just roll that one in, and Gilman got his stick to meet it. Then he collects his own rebound and sends it up. So with 10 seconds left, there is got to be quick. Pass down low, shot off the post, as that shot was taken by Nick Colantonio, as he's still fighting for that ground ball with Daniel Oakes. And the horn will sound, and we will head to the fourth quarter with the Hofstra Pride up by a score of 11-5. You're listening to Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, presented by Flow Sports and 88.7 FM WRHU. Welcome back to James M. Shewart Stadium. Here is we have a good one between the Hofstra Pride and the LIU Sharks. Once again, my name is Jeff Carthy, joined alongside by Ian Banky. And Ian, Hofstra raced out to that 8-goal lead in the first quarter. They were up 10-2 at the half, and now they're up 11-5. They have had a steady decline in their goal-scoring output. Granted, after scoring 8 goals, you expect to not be able to match that, but they went 8-2-1. And for a lot of that third quarter, they really struggled in getting consistent offensive pressure, and that has been one part, just some missteps, but Sean Gilman, who struggled in the first half, has come on fire in the second half.
Yeah, part of that is just because Gilman has really found his legs in net.
A shot there by Madsen, rings off the post. They could have taken a quick shot there, but unfortunately picking up the ground ball was John Recker, so he was not going to be able to take a shot there, as Gilman was just out of his net, wide open, yawning cage. As Hofstra's going to have it, slowly playing it back and forth, was John Madston. Up top to Rory Jones as he looked to repass to Justin Sykes, but Sykes was not looking in his direction before he does, and he will pass it over to Gerard Kane. Kane back behind the net to a teammate there in Colton Rudd, who looks around and before he passes back to Gerard Kane, goes back to Rudd. Rudd to Turner. Madston with space, but he can't do anything as he goes to Rory Jones. And the pass there to John Madston, who goes back to Rory Jones. As Jones will go over to Gerard Kane. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. As Hofstra has yet to get a shot besides that long one that from John Madston that hit off the post. Madston wide open backdoor pass over to Rory Jones, and a bounce shot and a goal. Rory Jones and Gerard Kane connect. That's the third assist of the game for Gerard Kane. Second goal of the game for Rory Jones. It is 12-5, 13 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the game, and that's something that we've been waiting to see Hofstra do in this second half.
Yeah, Rory Jones, an impressive shot, long-range bouncer that just got by the netminder, and that was something that we saw earlier in warm-ups. In warm-ups, Gilman had some trouble kind of receiving the ball that was off the bounce shot down low, and it bounced high. That one finally snuck through him. Hofstra trying to take advantage of maybe a weakness there, a chink in the armor of Gilman.
Well, another face-off is won there by Chase Patterson, as he's still going up against AJ Volkman, as he will pass to Sykes. Sykes is a wide open lane towards the net, but he doesn't take it as he will pass it over to Madston, who will slow it down and backtrack towards that near side Hofstra logo. So back behind the net now as he passes back and forth with Colton Rudd. Up top to Rory Jones, the most recent goal scorer for the Hofstra Pride, as that was the 6th goal of the season for Rory Jones. Hofstra looking for something as it makes its way to Griffin Turner. Turner has Madston wide open, but he can't make the pass when he was. Before he does, and he goes to Rory Jones. So Jones sends one across the field to Sykes. Sykes goes to Rudd. Shot off of the side there of Sean Gilman. And it's going to be LIU ball, as first one back to it for the Sharks was James Butler. Butler would take it over that midfield line, as that is the 15th successful clear of the day for LIU. They are now 15 for 18. So slowing it down for the Sharks is number 31. That's Marcin Maliski, who had the first goal of the game for LIU, as he will send one over to Cohen Block. Block sends one over to Tom Von Bargen. Von Bargen going one-on-one there with the defender as he passes over to a teammate in Marcin Maliski, who sends it well wide of the net. But it's going to stay with LIU, as back there for the Sharks was Nick Colantonio.
LIU here just trying to get balls on net. Clock is not their friend here. They need to get some shots on goal and get them fast.
Colantonio will send one over to his teammate there in Tom Van Bargen, who cuts one towards the net one-on-one with his defender in number 15, Dalton Sees, as it makes its way towards the near side. Stick in the face of a LIU player there in number 23, James Butler, but easy save made by Matt Gates. Hofstra will take it back the other way as it finds its way to Griffin Turner.
And for Gates, that's about as straightforward as it gets. Pretty much shot right to his stick. Didn't have to move at all in that.
7th save of the game for Gates, as he has made 7 saves on 12 total shots, so a good showing for him in this one as he has made those easy saves, as you just said. So Hofstra has it on the offensive side as they're running that same unit out there as it goes to Gerard Kane. As previously stated, not a lot of that second midfield unit as Gerard Kane whips a shot. That's going to go off the post as yet another post has been hit by this Hofstra attack group. It's going to remain with the Pride as Sykes got to it first, but they are wearing out these goalposts and the crossbar in this one.
Yeah, if the goal was about an inch wider, we'd be talking about a cricket score in this one.
It would be a lot wider of a margin if the Pride could find a way to get those to fall. However, they still lead by 7 in this one as Kane passes back and forth with Sykes before going back by the net to Colton Rudd. Rudd finds its way to Griffin Turner. Turner will pass to Madston. Madston over to Rory Jones as it goes to Turner. Back up to Kane. Kane whips a shot just wide as Madsen will get possession there. Good job by Madsen. Got lucky as Tyler Davidi did not get his stick around. Had he done that, he had the advantage over Madsen just in stick length there.
Yeah, the LIU bench was hyped up after that one, but now they're excited as Davidi forces a turnover.
Well, Davidi finally able to get his stick in the lane, but a good cause turnover over by this Pride team as both Rory Jones and Colton Rudd combine on that one. That's going to be the 9th cause turnover for this Pride team, as they have been all over every single time the LIU Sharks have tried to really get anything going. So back behind the net to Colton Rudd as he passes back and forth with Turner. Turner goes to Madsen, up top to Jones. Jones sends one well wide. Hofstra's going to retain possession. 56 seconds on the shot clock. 10 minutes, 9 seconds on the game clock. Up top there to Kane. Kane to Jones. Jones shot, easy save there from Sean Gilman. That is his 10th save of the afternoon.
Yeah, pretty straightforward there for Gilman. Made it look easy in goal.
Taken back the other way by the Sharks. Dropped for a second there, but picked up by number 23, James Butler. Butler takes it back behind the net as he will slow it down, waits for the right teammates to come on as he looked to repass to Owen Stefanko, but he does not have as he takes it back. He has one defender in the area, John Recker, as he's still with it. A slide there for the Pride is now, it'll be Tom Ford defending, shot just wide. Hofstra, actually they're going to, no, I don't know what the back judge said there, but it's going to be LIU ball. Timeout called by Hofstra was his official call there. So with 9 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter, Hofstra still leads by 7. It is 12-5, and Ian, it's for the Pride. They've had their problems with the playing consistent lacrosse, making sure that they can play as full of a game as possible. Still, when you score 8 goals in that first quarter, you are bound to be in good shape for the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, that gives them the confidence and a little bit of the ease too, especially on the attackers. They're thinking they don't have to score on every possession. They don't have to go into a shootout with the Sharks team. They have a cushion. They can just run some clock. But Hofstra, once you get to the meat of your schedule, once you play the more competitive teams, especially Stony Brook later on, the rivalry games, you're not going to have that luxury. You're going to have to score, not maybe in every possession, but with regularity. You're going to need to work on this offense and have that consistent output throughout all 60 minutes.
But you can't discount this game too. This is a Long Island rivalry. LIU Hofstra, obviously with the CAA factor of it, it is now getting to be that Hofstra Stony Brook game is a lot bigger. They are going to have another quote-unquote Long Island rivalry game coming up. They'll go to St. John's next Saturday. For the Hofstra Pride, they got to find a way, again, starting 0-3, find a way to make this game go your way. You have Long Island, you have St. John's, you have Villanova coming up, then you have to play Syracuse at home, which will be a big game. And then you get into CAA play against Fairfield, and that is really what matters. It comes down to overall record doesn't matter as much except for tiebreakers. There's a shot there, whipped on net from Owen Stefanko. A flag flew in the backfield, but it is 12-6 in favor of the Hofstra Pride right now. It's back to a 6-goal game with 9 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, just a great rip there by Stefanko, and now as there's the flag thrown as well, you're going to get another chance here for the Sharks to get even closer here. It's a 6-goal game, but a chance to get it back to within 5.
It's going to be Corey Kale who will go for the Pride.
His first goal of the season for Stefanko.
As we will start back up at that face-off X. Looks like it's still going to be A.J. Volkman going against Chase Patterson, as Patterson will win that one very easily, and he can kill some clock. 54 seconds left as he will button hook away and try to send a pass to a teammate there in Tom Ford, and just barely avoids losing it to Nick Colantano. So pass up towards The LIU defensive zone as getting tripped up behind the play was Dalton Sees as he sends one over to Colton Rudd. So Rudd will kill down these last 30 seconds. Big for the Pride with 50 seconds on the shot clock. They can really escape this man-up advantage for LIU with some smart play, as now Griffin Turner will take it to the far side corner there. Has 2 defenders on him as he's just going to keep running around waiting to find someone. There's another player near him in John Veit, but he can't do anything as he just keeps running. So Griffin Turner just running around, has Gerard Kane near him. 1 second left on that man up, and that'll be it for LIU as Hofstra will go back to even strength. So Rudd has it as he gets it way back up top to Rory Jones. Jones has Kane, and he's going to pass it over to him. Kane spins off pass, but that's going to get tipped as he attempted it to go to Rory Jones, but Jones will pick up the ground ball. Shot attempt in there by Griffin Turner that gets knocked down in front. As the shot clock will expire, Hofstra will go back on the defense as a pass there is knocked down, and it's going to go out of bounds. Hofstra gets ball right back.
I mean, there you go. I mean, that last possession on offense for Hofstra was mostly just served to kill off that penalty clock, but then you force that turnover there. Well, not really forced, it was an unforced error on the missed pass, but either way, you get the ball back and get a fresh shot clock.
So Hofstra still with it. It's on the stick there of Colton Rudd as he's going to find John Veit. Veit pass over there to Rory Jones as Jones goes across the field as it makes its way to Gerard Kane. Kane sends one there to Rudd, who has to handle a bounce, but he will, as he's going to find a teammate in Elder. Elder, as it makes its way up top there to Rory Jones. Jones sends it down as it goes onto the stick of Colton Rudd. Hofstra passing on the near side here as they will look to move it to the far side as it goes to Sykes. Justin Sykes back to Rory Jones. Over to Veit. Veit back behind the net there to Colton Rudd. Rudd looked for a pass to Sykes, but he's going to go to Elder. Back to Veit, up top to Rory Jones. Rory Jones has a teammate in the middle there in Matt Elder, but he can't find him as it's going to get picked off and taken back the other way by the Sharks. So LIU moving quickly, but it's on the long stick there of number 18, Nick Kasika, before he passes over to 32 there in Nick Colantano. But he shoots it well wide still with LIU. LIU trying to make this a 5-goal game once again with 6 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in this game as it's back behind the net. As a shot jumping there, and it's going to go 5-hole as Marcin Maliski scores his second goal of the game. It's now 12-7 in favor of Hofstra. 6 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter.
And that shot looked like it caught Gates a little bit off guard there. Almost a knuckleball out of the stick of Maliski as he just kind of fired that one. Gates kind of went down to a knee a little bit too early there. The shot was still coming in and it bounced up past him, as that's actually going to be the hat trick for Maliski, his third goal of the game.
Thank you for that correction. That's the third goal of the game for Marcin Maliski. As we go back to that face-off X, it's still going to be Chase Patterson. He's going up against Nick Grant there, and Patterson's going to win it. He's going one-on-one with the goalie. Shot and a great save by Sean Gilman, as very nearly we had a face-off, get-off goal there for Chase Patterson, as LIU's going to take it back the other way and send it to the other side as Colatono has it for LIU. Colatono still has it. He's going to send it to the near side here to James Butler. As Butler carries with it, he had a teammate, but he couldn't find him with that teammate being Jake Gillis. He's going to take it back behind the net. One-on-one with Richie Hickes. Spins off a few times, but he can't get anything really towards the net as he sends one up top. Pass over here to Tom Van Bargen. Van Bargen is being harassed there by a Hofstra defender in Blake Cooling. He's going to send it back behind the net, so they will reset with Nick Colatono. Colatono still has it one-on-one with Daniel Oakes as he attempts to make a pass towards that back door, but great heads-up play by Matt Gates. He picks off that pass, and Hofstra will take it back the other way.
You said it well. Great heads-up play, good awareness from Gates, knowing where the ball was. He had the chance to pick it off, and he took the initiative to end that offensive attack for LIU.
4:50 left in this game as it's on the stick of Griffin Turner. Turner sends one to Veit as he will go to Rory Jones. Rory Jones still with it as he had a few options, but he can't do anything as he gets a hard slash from Matt Rivera. Back behind the net to Colton Rudd as he has a pass that gets hit as he makes it tripped up there as they are fighting for the ground ball before it finally gets picked up by Tyler Davidi. Davidi still with it. He's going to send it to his brother and Nicholas Davidi, but they can't connect on that as Tyler's going to pick it up and he's going to take the ground ball. Griffin Turner, Gerard Kane's going to lose his stick, immediately put his hands up in an effort of innocence as LIU's going to take it back the other way. Pass bobbled, Tom Ford fighting for it as no one can seem to get on the end of it before it finally is picked up by James Butler. And whistles will blow. It's going to be a timeout for LIU. 3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter as a lot of fumbles, missed passes, unable to pick up the ground ball in that last few seconds there. But LIU is going to have possession, and time is starting to run out. There is a chance, but they need to find a way to really boost their scoring output, more importantly, especially because they can't win these face-offs.
Yeah, I think that's a good call by first-year head coach Jordan Levine, where he came from Mercy College, a D2 side. He took them to the national title game last season, and of course trying to do the same here with this LIU program, but long way to go here, especially trailing to Hofstra 12-7. And you mentioned just a lot of mistakes in that last possession. Couldn't pick up the loose ball and fumbling with it there once they got it into the attacking zone, but Levine trying to settle his team down, settling things, trying to drawing the play out on the whiteboard right now, probably trying to set up one thing and then maybe a backup if it doesn't work exactly as planned. But 3:49 left on the clock. Still a chance here for the Sharks to come back in this one, but as you said, they need to score quick, especially because they can't get these face-offs. They need to lock down on defense, and they need to score quick because they're not going to be able to run the clock. They're not going to be able to set up these extended plays for 60 seconds off the clock because time's not on their side.
Yeah, plays need to be quick and concise. And as we talk about the face-offs for the Sharks, they've had 6 different face-off takers, and about half of them have been all defensive long poles. So we start play back up as Colantono has it for LIU. So he spins off defender there in Oaks as he tries to send one to a teammate, and it nearly gets picked off by Corey Kale, but it's going to get picked up again, and LIU will restart as it makes its way to Stefanko. Stefanko still with it, going one-on-one with Kale. Ford nearly slid on for help there, but didn't as it goes to Block. Block goes back behind the net. As LIU, this is not what they want. They are going very slow right now as Cam Connolly has it. Sent into the middle as it gets blocked down, and Hofstra's going to finally pick it up there as Blake Cooling has it. Tries to send one to Ford, and Ford has to slow down, but he finally is able to settle it down, and he sends one over to his teammate and shorter stick haver in Corey Kale.
Just about the perfect defensive possession there for Hofstra. You run a lot of time off the clock, and then you force the turnover here. Not even a shot on goal for the Sharks.
So Hofstra still with it on offense. 2 minutes, 33 seconds left to play in this fourth quarter. 50 seconds left on the shot clock, so they can whittle it down to just around 1:30 on the clock without any shot. So Hofstra still with it. It's still with Griffin Turner as he will send one over to Gerard Kane. Kane to Rudd as a very, very quick attempt there as a lot of stick checking, but Colton Rudd makes his way to the front of that. He shoots and he scores. It is now 13-7. Great play there by Colton Rudd to extend this lead out back to 6. And we will go back to Face-Off X where look to see who it is. It's going to be for Hofstra. Easy decision is Chase Patterson, and it looks like it'll be AJ Volkman for LIU. So Volkman is going to need to win this face-off if LIU wants to have a chance of doing anything with it because Hofstra can take it down pretty much under a minute with a successful win.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all up to this X. And, of course, it's going to be Patterson to win it, and that might just put it away here for the Pride.
It won't put it away fully, but it's going to put the Pride in good shape if they can pick up this ground ball. And fighting for it are both teams before Madsen nearly gets it, but it's going to get picked up by Volkman. Volkman still can't get anything away from Madsen. Madsen knocks it out of his stick, and he's going to go one-on-one with a long pole here. He's trying to pick it up, but neither team can get it. And Hofstra's going to get it off of a ref's whistle. And that is huge for the Pride because that did not start the shot clock. So it's going to be 80 seconds on the clock, 1:45 on the game clock.
Huge play by Madsen there. Odds were against him, and now a flag, two flags flying.
Easy flag. That was a very hard hit. That's a frustrated hit. As again, we can hear this LIU bench, and it's starting to get animated here, very aggressive between both these teams. The hit was by Nick Grant. I don't know if he's the only one who will get the flag, but it was a very, very hard hit that he sent.
I mean, you talked about it. This is a rivalry game, even if they're not in the same conference. These two are very tough rivals, and you flash 2 fingers there. They're going to be 2-minute penalty up on the clock.
Grant is done for the game. That is a 2-minute non-releasable penalty for that hit to the head. So Hofstra is going to be on the man up for pretty much till the end of this game. With 80 seconds on the clock, 1:40, they're going to be able to, without any scoring, if they get a shot clock violation, take the time down to 20 seconds. Got to imagine it'll take, if LIU is going quick with their passes, it'll take them 5 seconds. That leaves them with really 15 seconds if Hofstra really uses their clock well.
Yeah, I mean, and Hofstra throughout this game has excelled at clock management. They've used the clock to their advantage. They know that time is not on the Sharks' side, so they manage it well. They run a lot of time off the clock, really, unless there's a wide open lane like there was last time out for Hofstra. They're willing to just hold on to the ball, keep it on the perimeter until a shot opens up or until they really need to force that lane open. So Hofstra here, 1:40 on the clock. You're trying to just ice this game out. Maybe, wait until there's maybe 10, 15 seconds on that shot clock until they really start looking to do something on the offensive side of the ball.
And more importantly, you got to imagine that Sean Gilman is going to have to be pulled at some point.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to get the pull. But because they're already on the man down, it's not like they're going to go a man up on defense with manpower. They're just going to go back to even strength on top of having their goalie pulled. So Hofstra really is in the driver's seat in this one, as they just need the number one thing is make sure your passes are good and make sure that you are not having any ground balls. You can't leave anything up to it, as Hofstra will break their huddle. They're going to be going with Colton Rudd, John Madsen, Matt Elder, Gerard Kane, Justin Sykes, and Rory Jones for this man-up opportunity. It looked like Anthony Malika was out there for a second, but he got pulled back.
Just look for responsibility with the ball here. No risky plays. They want to keep it on the perimeter. That's just fine by Coach Tierney.
Yeah, keep it on the perimeter right now, and you can see immediately LIU starting to get players out towards the attack. If Gerard Kane is standing there, only player in the area can go with James Butler, as Kane is just willing to sit around with it, as he will go to Sykes, and Sykes himself, he'll sit around with it.
Yeah, if the Sharks aren't going to pressure, Pride are just happy to just sit there and let the clock run. If there's not any pressure, why force any mistakes?
It was a smart move by the Pride, as Sykes just is standing on that far side. He has the ball resting on his left side as he fakes a pass to Kane, but then goes right back to standing, as we're starting to see some motion now. As Sykes still on the far side, he's going to start to jog. He has Madsen with him.
It's not the most exciting lacrosse, but it gets the job done.
It definitely gets the job done. 35 seconds left in this fourth quarter. 14 seconds left on the shot clock, as right now Justin Sykes just sitting with it as he will pass it on the near side, and Colton Rudd, who just stands on that O of that written Hofstra logo, and he's going to roll it down into the corner. Shot clock will expire. Good job by the Hofstra Pride. So 20.1 seconds left. LIU needs to move quickly here, as They have not even gotten over the midfield line yet, and we have 10 seconds left in the game. So it's on the stick of Matt Rivera as he sends one towards his teammate in number 23, James Butler. Butler loses it, picked up there, and it's going to be shot, saved there by Matt Gates. And the Hofstra Pride will capture their first win of the season as they defeat the visiting LIU Sharks by a score of 13-7. They were powered by an 8-goal first quarter, and with that final score, they could have not scored for the rest of this game, as they would have still taken home an 8-7 victory. Huge win for the Pride to open up their winning ways in this one, especially after some tough losses in back-to-back weekends, as finally they have what is a close to complete performance. There could have been some areas where they were better, but we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will fully recap this game's proceedings. You're listening to Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, presented by Flow Sports at 88.7 FM WRHU. Welcome back to James M. Stewart Stadium for the final time for the men's portion of this lacrosse doubleheader here in Hempstead, New York. The women will be up in just over an hour as they will take on Brown, but for the Hofstra Pride Men's Lacrosse, they were looking for a win after 2 tough losses in a row, 3 tough losses in a row, but those 2 one-goal losses as they played Navy just a week ago and Michigan just a few days ago. And especially with how they came in that first quarter, scoring 8 goals, that was really exactly what the doctor ordered and exactly what Coach Seth Tierney needed to see his team do.
For sure, especially later on in those early games in the season, having trouble closing games out, especially against Michigan, where they were leading heading into that fourth quarter and struggled to really put it all together. This was a game where they had the early lead, they had the confidence going in, and they didn't really need to get those big goals late. They had the lead, they had the confidence. All they needed to do was play responsible defense and close the game out, and that's exactly what they did en route to a big win.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing. It was how can they play responsibly? How can they keep the turnovers down? They had 15 total turnovers, which is a number that it could have been a little bit lower. There were some plays where they really had some unforced errors, but you can't complain about how this Hofstra Pride team played, especially when you look at the final totals for stats. It's 44 shots, 24 of them going on goal, 27 shots for LIU, 15 of them on goal. Matt Gates had 8 saves on those total 24 shots. So he had 7 goals against, 15 shots. Both teams went 1 for 5 on the man-up opportunity. One big difference in stats was the face-off wins, as that was 19-4 in favor of the Hofstra Pride. The Pride only failed 1 clearing attempt. They went 16 for 7, as opposed to LIU's 5 failures, as they went 19 for 24. LIU had 18 turnovers, as previously stated. Hofstra has 15, and caused turnovers was another major difference, as Hofstra had 12 caused turnovers, LIU with only 6. The leading goal scorer for this Hofstra Pride team was Gerard Kane, as he had 3 goals and 3 assists. As for LIU, their leading goal scorer was Marcin Maliski, as he had 3 total goals, but he tied with Nick Colantonio, as they both had 3 points. Colantonio had 1 goal, 2 assists on 5 shots. So for the Hofstra Pride, a big win to open up this lacrosse doubleheader on Tuesday afternoon. Don't go anywhere. In just a little bit, the women's lacrosse team will look to make it 3-0 in their young season, make it 2-0 on this doubleheader day, as they will take on Brown. Well, that'll do it for us in the men's lacrosse portion of it. Plenty of things to go around on our radio side. Ronnie Gonzalez pushing all the right buttons. And on our TV side, thank you to Dan Severino, who helped us out with the commercial and making sure we could come back. For the women's side, you can come here for TV on Flow Sports. If you're on the radio side, make sure you switch it over to 88.7 FM. Well, that'll do it for both myself and Ian Banky. Thank you to everyone for watching. Be sure to tune in to the women's lacrosse portion. But until next time, remember, roll Pride.